what results have you seen now that you've been using the software almost a year?
Access to information is speedier. Being able to issue information direct to clients via ESTA is speedier. Certificates and cash flow tracking and cost tracking is so much more supportive in terms of what we can provide and how quickly you can get to that information. So it's the variety of things: time, cost, quality, money, and the way that you present yourself as a professional organisation to your clients when you use this type of platform all makes a difference. So that there are many benefits, but the ones I've benefited from directly so far, having used it, are the ability to what I like about it is the ability to record minutes and transfer them into action straight away. That is a game changer for me, because I hate paperwork. So
I'm yet to meet someone who likes doing minutes. I'm yet to meet.
But I think that allows you to I mean, minutes can be good or bad. As you said before, you know, if your minutes are too long and your paragraphs are too long, people are just going to tune out. So I try and keep them to one line. If they're well written, it's already in action, and it has an instruction. What's the point of recording it otherwise? If it's not going to result in anything, or it's just to cover your backside, I can understand that. But ultimately, most of the minutes you take should have an action point for somebody. And therefore that transfer from taking a minute to an action point is immediate, and you can send that out straight away. And the outputs from ESTA have allowed me to have my regular project meetings, and the outputs are the focus of that meeting. So it's down to brass tacks. It's not me writing, oh, we need to discuss that with the client, and making a note before we have the meeting. It's already there, and the action points are the trigger for that.
Yeah, great. That was kind of my next question, which was, what has been the impact on your role as a director?
I think the ability to pull other team members into it, we're still evolving that, but I think that it sort of makes it easier, because you don't have to have a conversation to around an Excel spreadsheet that is in one place. It can be viewed from anywhere, and because our project teams are national, the ability to jump into it at any time informs people before they have a conversation about something, so it saves time there.
Yeah, you got like a hub, right? You can.
Yeah. It's just one hub where people, if they know they've got a call, you don't have to chat through the base information during the call. People should be informed with that already, so the discussions should be more effective.
What do you tell new hires about ESTA, and why do you want them to use it?
Certainly, most directors lead the projects, but also manage our staff better and inform our staff better between disciplines, between QS, between project manager, EA, and also the PD. A lot of people forget to copy the PD in, but if there's any alterations or changes to a design, or whilst on site, he's got to pick up any changes, he or she, and factor those into the health and safety regime that they're running. So it's that dissemination of information to all those who need it, and being able to do that quickly.
Great. And then, what has been the most surprising result?
That's a good question.
That can be good or bad. It doesn't all have to be good. It can be whatever.
Well, no. I think it is good. The ability for it to join the dots upon information. So you talked about putting data in. You only need to do it once, and you know that it populates other areas which you would otherwise have to do more than once. So it's that, again, just enter once, multiple outputs. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And I presume as time goes by, you can code. Coding it is not always easy because you're dealing with complicated data sets that could get very large, lots of inputted information, and I understand the complexities of sort of picking up all that information and querying things in the right manner, the right way to get certain outputs from it, and the fact that as you work with users, you can build intelligence into it that is unrivaled is going to be a big leap forward, because what we do isn't simple. And what we do, not every project is the same, but to have a platform that's got that can take base information and give you different outputs that are specific to your project, that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
Yeah, great. And then last two is this one's more for us really. Like, knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently in the first sort of 3 to 6 months in starting up with ESTA?
If I was doing what I used to do more of, which was sort of general jobbing, building surveying projects, the benefits of it are immediate, because you might be doing 150 grand, 200, £500,000 scheme. It's over in 4 or 5 months, and the ability to just produce certificates really quickly, and do the contract admin bits that would otherwise take quite a while. There's huge efficiencies in those types of small projects where you're not getting a great fee on it, or it's a small percentage, and you've got to make profit a little bit quicker. And ESTA gives you the ability to do that. So I think getting the rollout to the building surveying guys would have been something I would have done quicker, because they probably would have started using it quicker than the PM teams would.
So last one from me, Darren, was what was the greatest concern before using the software, and how has that been resolved?
Duplication,
right,
and errors. It cuts out errors in inputting. You can never put them out 100%, but if you're doing a certificate and there's numerous lines, it's easy to get one wrong. It does cut out a lot of human error, and you always have to sort of rebadge things as well, and move templates around. So that was probably a big concern. But the coordination of data is another one. And it's like the cumulative costs and the cash flows and all that management that the software does. You'd be doing that manually or through spreadsheets, and they're not always easy. They're easy to manage, but then to publish it and talk about it and get a standard report together for it.
Yeah.
You can see all those efficiencies are just dealt with within ESTA. You set it up once, and it's malleable. You can amend it, and it gives you, again, it just saves time. Providing that you handle it with care.
Yeah. So you thought it might be a bit rigid, where you wouldn't get all of this data and present it how you wanted to, because obviously Excel's like super flexible, right? But it was like ESTA delivered in that it was flexible enough for you to do what you needed to do with it.
Yeah, well, Excel relies on a skillful user, and ESTA takes some of that error out of it, but it gives you more functionality. So the widgets, for example, it's a drag and drop. It's you don't have to set things up all over again, reinvent the wheel. So I've in the past I've had to put monthly progress reports together on projects, and that the size of that report and the number of sort of headers and contents will depend on the complexity of the project. Whereas on this, I think it's easier to standardize that, but pull the same information in and just talk about it in a more concise manner.